Hello, hey, this is Rich, and today's lesson I'm going to teach you is how to deal with people who bring you down. So, there's a lot of people out there that are going to drain your energy, that are going to take away more than they're going to give. And today we're going to talk about how to better preserve your energy and 3 tips to help you be better than you were before by preserving your energy. So, do you ever have somebody in there who always has something negative or just always has something they want to say to you that isn't going to help you? It's going to set you back. They're only able to really point out the critical flaws in you. Those are the type of people that, unless we can make it into constructive criticism, are the type that we don't need and we want to lessen out of our lives. So the best way to do that is to follow these steps that I'm going to give to you. But first, I want to share a personal story that I had. I had somebody who wanted to criticize everything that I did, and I noticed that they did it not only to me, but they did it to everybody. So they were pointing out all the little flaws, big flaws, and I was in the learning process at the time. I was getting better, but as I kept getting better, I noticed that they weren't doing anything to change how they were. It just seemed that that was their nature or the nature that they chose to be and to do. And I found it very draining. It was sucking my energy, it was sucking my motivation, and I was definitely not a fan. So one day I just decided to myself, I was like, why am I giving them power over me? Why am I even allowing them to be into my space or into my world? And so I realized after a little bit of time, I was like, wait a minute. If they're having an effect on me, the only way they're doing that is because I'm allowing it. And I decided from then, I was like, no, I'm going to be the person who's going to be in charge of the way I feel, and especially with what other people say. And so from that moment on, I got better, I got stronger. So I'm going to share with you what I did, and you can apply it in your life to make your life better, happier, and keep your own motivation going. So just again, the concept of self-motivation, it requires you and yourself, and don't necessarily count on others. I mean, you can initially, but I recommend you take that wheel over. So we'll start with step one, begin to identify who it is in your life who is an energy sucker, who takes more, who's criticizing you, who's just providing something negative, always bringing up the past. The woe is me and looking at the sky is falling type of mindset. And there's probably a good chance that they don't just do it with you. So identify that. Identify who they are and begin to start to limit the amount of interaction that you have with them. If they take your energy, if they just have a negative tone, if they're a negative Nancy, as we would say, just start avoiding them, talking less with them, interacting less with them. They probably have a pretty good idea as to why. Step 2, set your boundaries like a boss. You limit everything that you can with them, the time spent, the interactions. Start to disallow their access into your life. If they're in your personal business, start to stop sharing the personal stories and do it sooner than later. Your projects, your life, your goals. And sometimes you'll be surprised that you'll find that it's people in your own family, in your own circle. It's not always bosses. It's not always co-workers. Sometimes it could be just people who you have as friends. What that should be telling you is that you have people in your life that are almost all negative. And what would that say about you? That you only keep or you only attract or you only subscribe to people who are negative. And this doesn't just mean in your physical life. This could also be online. If you're following somebody who gives negative advice or just constantly the negative side of things in the world, start to cut the limits or access that you have to them. Unlike, unfollow, do what you got to do, but protect your space, protect your mind, protect your energy. And then the third is to refocus on individuals who give you the power, who give you the energy, who are encouraging, who are honest, that may even hold you accountable and help you keep moving forward, to help you when sometimes you're seeing the life and seeing it through a lens that might be cloudy or negative, and can kind of get you back on track. So life is about choices, and these are 3 powerful tips that you can use to make your life better. And sometimes the counter argument I get is like, well, Rich, what if they're just going through a negative phase? Well, only you will know that, but a negative phase could be a couple days, maybe a couple weeks. If they're stretching to months or years, then you have a real problem. And I understand that people go through things like depression and things of that nature, but the thing is that it's your energy, and for you to grow and for you to have a life that you want and accomplish your dreams, you need to protect it. Time, energy, those are things that are really hard to get back, and a lot of times some people are just totally happy with sucking our energy and to dampen it. And that's the type of person they are. Spiritual world, we call them energy vampires. I've heard every term under the sun. So this week, take a little time for yourself. Identify the people and individuals in your life who could use a lot lessening and get rid of them. And begin to see who it is in your life who empowers you. Who's there for you, who wants to help you out, who just wants to really help you grow your dreams and hold you accountable for being positive in your own mind and in your own life and realistic as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to either subscribe or to click below and put your comments in. I'm happy to respond back to you. Until next time, I appreciate you, and this is Rich.